How they struggle like salmon to negotiate the currents of trendy styles. They quoted richly and freely from various movies and sitcoms. How they practiced their lines like Shakespearean actors, reciting advertisements and slang phrases endlessly to each other. How they fled like the wildebeest when their leaders were startled, stampeding once again from gizmo to gadget. How their consumer assemblages changed like chameleons as they threw down and picked up in seemingly chaotic but instinctive patterns. How they continually sought the advertised new and exciting, always in the context of their literalist neocon xenophobia. How they raised their little muzzles from their cubicle burrows all alike, sifting the complex breezes of hyper-consumerism. How they moved on without concern, leaving their droppings behind, rendering unfit what they no longer wanted. How they bleated like piglets for sugar, salt, and fat, trying to assuage the emptiness that they mistook for hunger. How they piddled and sidebarred until they lay in their own wastes, passing away while myopically planning to rejoin the consumer race. How they huddled together as media's shadows danced on their walls, and clever adverts easily drowned the quiet voice of the earth. How they saddled themselves with surreal financial burdens, chasing lame illusions which were bored endlessly deep into their skulls. How they lied to themselves and boasted emptily to each other, swimming in a bait ball, looking neither forward nor back. How they shopped too close together for cheap imported goods, bleeding quite foolishly as their jobs were gradually exported. How they wasted with gusto both water and oil, fouling the air with their driving and poisoning the land to grow food. How they groveled like fawning dogs for government subsidies, meanwhile ranting on about personal responsibility and fiscal conservancy. How they twitched and cried out in their uneasy sleep, not quite remembering dreams of things they would never dare face. How they struggled to define themselves within the vast herd, quickly attacking en masse those daring to differ. How they continued denying their place in some squishy balance of nature, blithely assuring themselves that more research was needed. How they grew seriously uneasy when the details were asked for, dismissing unfavorable results as junk science and fuzzy math. How they squirmed with discomfort when they glimpsed a bit of the truth, diving back with alacrity into their warm and sustaining illusions. How they portrayed each other as intelligent creatures, echoing empty lines back and forth until finally each one fell silent. How they boasted of their natural, supreme moral authority, never bothering with the lessons their forefathers had left them. How they condescendingly viewed the fools in the rest of the world as they were overtaken in education and human understanding. How they tripped over each other in individual quests for the same illusion, searching for spiritual fulfillment within the dust of the swarm. How they all clucked in avian tones at each new atrocity, always convinced that, at last, the bottom must have been reached. How they reacted without thought, all in the same direction, like a large school of small fish when a cloud throws a shadow. How they often festered inside, nursing away many small grudges, then striking out, but always wanting to be in. How they fell asleep at the wheel on a road straight and wide, woke up in horror just upon striking the tree. How they carefully deluded each other as to the nature of their fate, willfully ignoring the great empty void to which they all must return. How they conscientiously wasted each waking hour and avoided any introspection, then, far too late, with feeble excuses, tried to invent some kind of an accounting.